Imagine waking up tomorrow with complete financial freedom. No alarm clock, no daily commute, no worrying about your next paycheck, just the freedom to spend your time exactly the way you want. For millions of Americans, that's what retirement is supposed to look like. But here's the question that keeps many people awake at night. How much money do you actually need to retire comfortably in the United States? Is $1 million enough? Do you need $2 million? Or has inflation made those numbers completely outdated? The truth is, there isn't one magic number that works for everyone. The amount you need depends on where you live, how you plan to spend your retirement, how long you expect to live, and how much income your investments can generate. Someone retiring in a low-cost state may need far less than someone planning to retire in New York, California, or Hawaii, where housing, healthcare, and everyday living expenses are significantly higher. Healthcare is another major factor that many people underestimate. Medical expenses tend to increase as people get older, and a retirement plan that ignores future healthcare costs can quickly fall apart. Inflation makes the challenge even bigger. A retirement income that feels comfortable today may buy much less 10 or 20 years from now. That's why retirement planning isn't just about reaching a savings goal. It's about making sure your money can continue supporting your lifestyle for decades. Many people focus only on building a large retirement account, but the real question isn't simply how much money you have. It's how long that money will last. Understanding this difference is what separates successful retirement planning from wishful thinking. And before you decide on a retirement number, there's one powerful formula that nearly every financial planner uses to estimate how much money you may actually need. Let's start there. One of the most widely used retirement planning methods is called the 25 times rule. It doesn't predict the future with perfect accuracy, but it gives you a practical starting point for estimating your retirement savings goal. The idea is simple. First, estimate how much money you expect to spend each year after you retire. Include everything: housing, groceries, healthcare, transportation, insurance, travel, hobbies, taxes, and other everyday expenses. Once you have your estimated annual spending, multiply that number by 25. The result is the amount many financial planners use as a rough estimate for building a retirement portfolio that can potentially support long-term withdrawals. For example, imagine you expect to spend $60,000 per year during retirement. Using the 25 times rule, your estimated retirement target would be $1.5 million. If your expected annual expenses are $80,000, your target increases to about $2 million. Notice what this means? The retirement number isn't chosen randomly. It comes directly from your expected lifestyle. A person who plans to live modestly may need significantly less than someone who expects frequent travel, luxury housing, or higher ongoing expenses. This is why copying someone else's retirement goal rarely works. Your retirement plan should be based on your own life, not someone else's. However, there's something important that many people misunderstand about the 25 times rule. It's not a guarantee. The formula assumes that your investments continue growing over time and that your withdrawals remain sustainable throughout retirement. Unexpected inflation, long market downturns, major healthcare costs, or changes in spending can all affect how long your retirement savings actually last. That's why experienced financial planners don't stop after calculating a retirement number. They stress test the plan against different economic conditions and adjust it as life changes. Think of the 25 times rule as the foundation of a retirement plan, not the finished house. Once you understand how to calculate your retirement target, the next challenge is making sure inflation doesn't quietly reduce the value of that goal over the next 20 or 30 years. Inflation is one of the biggest reasons retirement planning has become more difficult than it was a generation ago. Most people think about inflation only when grocery prices, rent, or gasoline become more expensive. But inflation has an even bigger impact over long periods of time. Imagine retiring today with what feels like enough money to comfortably cover all of your expenses. At first, everything seems fine. Your savings provide a steady income, your bills are manageable, and your retirement plan appears to be working exactly as expected. Then, year after year, prices continue to rise. The groceries that once cost $200 now cost $260. Your utility bills increase. Health insurance premiums become more expensive. Medical treatments that were affordable a decade ago may now cost thousands of dollars more. None of these increases happen overnight. They happen slowly. That's exactly why inflation is so dangerous. Many retirees don't notice the problem until their purchasing power has already declined significantly. Even if your investment account balance stays the same, the value of that money can quietly shrink because every dollar buys less than it did before. This is why experienced investors don't focus only on saving money. They focus on growing their money faster than inflation over the long term. Historically, diversified investments have often provided higher long-term returns than simply keeping large amounts of cash. While no investment is guaranteed, allowing your money to continue working during retirement can help protect your purchasing power for many years. Inflation doesn't just increase today's expenses. It changes the cost of your entire future. That's why retirement planning is never just about reaching a target number. It's about making sure your savings continue supporting the lifestyle you want, even decades after you stop working. The challenge isn't simply saving enough for retirement. The challenge is making sure your money keeps working just as hard as you did throughout your career. Now that you know how inflation can quietly reduce the value of your retirement savings, the next question becomes even more important. Where should your retirement money actually be invested? Keeping all of your money in a savings account may feel safe, but over a retirement that could last 30 or even 40 years, cash alone often struggles to keep pace with inflation. On the other hand, investing everything in the stock market can expose your retirement savings to significant short-term volatility. This is why many successful retirees don't rely on a single investment. Instead, they build a diversified portfolio. Diversification simply means spreading your money across different types of investments instead of putting everything into one place. For example, a retirement portfolio might include stocks for long-term growth, bonds for stability and income, and cash or cash equivalents for emergencies and short-term expenses. Each investment plays a different role. Stocks have historically offered higher long-term growth, but they also experience larger market swings. Bonds generally provide more stability, although their returns are often lower. Cash offers liquidity and peace of mind, but too much cash may lose purchasing power over time because of inflation. The right balance depends on your age, your financial goals, your tolerance for risk, and how many years you expect to spend in retirement. Someone retiring in their 60s may choose a different investment mix than someone retiring early in their 50s. There is no perfect portfolio that fits everyone. The goal isn't to eliminate risk completely. The goal is to manage risk wisely while giving your money the opportunity to continue growing. A well-diversified retirement portfolio won't prevent every loss during difficult markets, but it can help reduce extreme swings and improve the chances that your savings will continue supporting you through both good and bad economic conditions. Because in retirement, protecting your wealth is just as important as building it. By now, you've seen that successful retirement planning isn't about chasing a single magic number. It's about building a plan that can survive decades of changing markets, inflation, unexpected expenses, and life itself. So, where should you begin? Start by calculating your expected annual retirement expenses as realistically as possible. Don't guess. Track your current spending, estimate future healthcare costs, consider inflation, and think about the lifestyle you truly want after you stop working. Next, calculate your retirement target using planning tools like the 25 times rule, but remember that it's only a starting point, not a promise. Then build a diversified portfolio that matches your age, financial goals, and personal tolerance for risk. As retirement gets closer, review your plan every year. Life changes. Markets change. Your retirement strategy should change too. Maintain an emergency fund so unexpected medical bills, home repairs, or family emergencies don't force you to sell investments at the worst possible time. If you're already retired, monitor your withdrawal rate carefully. Taking out too much money too quickly can place unnecessary pressure on your portfolio, especially during difficult market years. The most successful retirees aren't necessarily the people who earn the highest salaries. They're often the people who planned consistently, invested patiently, controlled unnecessary spending, and adapted when circumstances changed. Retirement isn't a finish line. It's a new stage of life that may last 30 years or more. The decisions you make today could determine the financial freedom you enjoy for decades. You don't have to build your retirement plan overnight, but every dollar you save, every smart investment you make, and every financial decision you improve today gives your future self a stronger foundation. Because the best retirement plan isn't the one with the biggest number. It's the one that allows you to live with confidence, security, and peace of mind for the rest of your life. If this guide helped you better understand retirement planning, consider subscribing for more practical personal finance videos designed to help you build long-term wealth and make smarter financial decisions. Your future starts with the choices you make today.